Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our mortgage market and solar loan webinar. I mean, it has taken so long to get this really talented set of panelists here this afternoon to give you enough information on how to become mortgage ready. Don't know why I feel nervous, but when you're in the presence of great people, you tend to get a little bit jittery just at the beginning. So let me just do a quick round of introductions, and then we're going to get quickly into the meat of the matter, because I know that our members are really interested in how to become mortgage ready. And when I say mortgage ready, it doesn't necessarily mean just a loan for a home, but your mortgage can also be relevant to your energy financing, which is why Mr. Jason Robinson is here. It's also relevant to your furnishing, which is why Mrs. Rickards is here. And there is the NHT component, that is why Mr. Joanza is here. And Mr. Duval, who is the branch manager for COKSodality, who is very hardworking, he's going to give us an idea of what it takes to become mortgage ready from a branch perspective. So let me just allow the team members to just do a brief introduction of who they are, and then we'll just get into the meat of the matter. So we'll start with you, Mr. David.
All right, thanks, Larry. David Duval, as Larry said, branch manager of COKSodality. Over 17 years experience with the Creditunion in customer service and in lending. So I have a wealth of knowledge as it relates to that area.
Okay, fantastic. And Mr. Joanza?
Name is Joanza Hall, Senior Marketing Coordinator for the NHT. And I do have a wealth of knowledge in home ownership, of course. I think over 15 years. Of that information that I can divulge to your members to ensure that they are mortgage ready.
All right, Ms. Rickards.
Virus Rickards from Singer Jamaica Limited. Has been with the company for 40 lovely years, and I'm here to give you information on some of our products and services that we offer.
And of course, the COK partnership. And Mr. Jason Robinson.
Hi, Jason Robinson. I'm the CEO of COKSodality Jamaica. We are a financing partner of COK. We've been for a while. COKSodality has been around for 12 years now, and I'm here to help you learn about energy efficiency, solar energy, so you can reduce your energy costs while also becoming resilient in the best way possible for your home.
All right, so great. So we have a team here with a wealth of knowledge. Some people are here 15 years, some people are here 40 years. Now, me with my 20 years marketing experience don't really mean much. But let us move quickly into it. So when a member thinks about a mortgage, usually they try to identify the property, so they will go on whichever site it is, or they may just visit the NHT portal and see if there is any available listing and find the mortgage. Find the property. So after they found the property, what happens, David? When a member calls you and say, hey, I want a mortgage, and they don't know what a mortgage is. What's a mortgage?
Well, simply put, a mortgage is really just a scenario where a member is borrowing funds to finance the purchase of a property, and the said property is used as collateral or security. So in layman terms, that's basically what it is.
So basically it's a loan for a home.
Exactly.
It's a secure loan for a home.
That's correct.
Right. So from your perspective, why would anyone choose COK for their premier mortgage financing?
Well, for several reasons, Larry. First of all, COK has over 50 years of lending experience, bolstered by the fact that we were one of the first institutions that have joined the FM program with NHT. So that cadre of knowledge that from NHT with our officers here can help our members guide them through the process of owning their own home.
And I'm happy that you mentioned the processes, and later on in the segment we're going to be speaking with one of our actual adjudicators, and he's going to bring you through the processes. But from your perspective, what happens at the branch? What are some of the requirements? So I want a mortgage, I need to buy a house. Because I don't really want a mortgage. No, mortgage means I go have to pay money. I can't bother with that. I want to buy a house, right? But I happen to have to take a mortgage because I don't have enough money to buy it. What are the requirements? When I call you and say, Mr. Duval, I want a mortgage because I don't have enough money to buy my house. Give me some scenarios and what are the requirements?
All right, you see, one of the things that we like to do with our members is kind of educate them wholesome or in a holistic way. So we like them to kind of be mortgage ready, to kind of gauge their expectations and what they need to do to become mortgage ready.
Yes.
It's not just seeing a property and wanting, okay, I'm ready for a mortgage. There's a little bit more that goes into it. And
like what?
For instance, we'd like them to kind of do a little bit of homework. I mean, sometimes we think of homework and we say, boy, we're kind of big for that, too big for that now to get, but it's really important. A mortgage, we think, is what we call in the financial industry as a big ticket item.
Right.
So it's a long-term investment, so you want to put some research into it. So one of the things that we ask members to do is kind of basically look at their financial situation and kind of align it with what they want. Because you might be in a financial situation now and what you want is kind of unrealistic. So we're there to guide them in that aspect as well. So you want to first look at your finances, and the way to do that is really to look at your credit report. We advise our members really to, you as an individual of Jamaica, you can get your free report every year.
Right, so you're entitled to one free report. That
You
I'm
are.
aware of.
So what we'd like to tell our members to go and get your free report. Get an idea what your finances look like before you even start the process.
Right.
That way you can maybe address any issues that may come up beforehand that may slow down a mortgage process.
Oh, like what? Well,
For instance,
go ahead.
You might have a situation, maybe you had a bad debt in the past. Maybe it's not any fault of yours. Maybe the reporting institution made an error. You want to look at those information so that it doesn't affect your credit score. Because with all lenders, we do look at your credit score. We want to see your capacity to repay, and sometimes we do that by looking at how you have basically handled your previous debts.
Oh, so for example, and I mean, I don't necessarily want to get too far or too granular into the mortgage process here, but let's just, for example, I see a property in Portmore, I don't know, it's valued at $16 million and it's a 2-bedroom. Nice little property, and that's what I believe I can afford. What are some of the requirements? What do I need?
All right, so firstly, you're going to need your job letter. We're going to need your job letter, your pay slips to kind of assess what your capacity to pay back is, right? We're going to also need to see some information regarding to the property itself, because one of the things, as we said before, in terms of the definition of a mortgage, that same property is going to be the collateral. So we have to gauge at COK if that is an acceptable collateral. So we'd like to see the valuation report, the survey's ID report, and those are some of the documents that we really encourage our members to take special note of, to read them and to see exactly what it states.
So the valuation isn't the surveyor's ID report?
It is not.
Oh, so those are two separate
Two
things.
separate. So the valuation report basically looks at the, what you call encroachments of the property. It lays out, the measurements, see if there are any breaches.
Right.
Right? And then the valuation will assess the building or the structure itself. So you wouldn't have a valuation report, well, you would. But so that's the main differences between the two.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of interest rates, and what do I need to be concerned about? Because I know definitively that COK has the lowest interest rate for mortgages on the market currently.
That is so
absolute
true.
lowest.
7.99%.
Right? And with our partnership with NHT, it's even better, which we'll get to in a few, right? But in terms of the interest rate, what should I be concerned about? What is...
Well, whilst we do have the lowest interest rate on the market, there is a tier system at COK.
Okay.
So that does go up to about 8.99%, depending on certain issues.
And it is still the lowest.
And it is still the lowest. So depending on the method of payment, as it relates if it's through salary reduction, standing order, over the counter, that can also affect how much you pay back.
So you're saying that I can actually get a mortgage and pay over the counter?
Definitely, depending on the situation.
So it doesn't have to be a salary deduction?
It does not have to be salary deducted.
So if my company don't offer salary deduction, then...
we have something here for you.
You have a product for us.
Definitely.
What if it's a case where I am, what I consider myself to be an entrepreneur, I have my business, I have some accounts, they may not be up to date, but I believe I'm making enough money to buy a house because I see the money come in and I know say I can pay $10,000 a month, right? The $10,000 a month that I have, I believe I can use that to buy a property in Portmore because my friend tell me say $10,000 in paper for him NHT mortgage, right? How can I get that $16 million property?
Well, the first thing you want to do is come in and speak to one of our very well-versed credit officers. We want to sit down with you to kind of go through the process of the mortgage, to explain certain aspects of it, and to ensure that you understand what it means in terms of taking this mortgage on, right? So whilst that person's friend may be paying $10,000 on their mortgage, there are certain things you have to take into consideration. The length of time for the mortgage that person might have gotten versus what you will get in terms of payback.
All right, so let me try to jump to another one of the panelists just to ensure that we kind of keep the thing flowing because you've been spewing a lot of information and I'm not sure if Joanza is actually in agreement with what you're saying. So we're going to ask him, what is your perspective? I mean, COK was literally the first entity that had signed on to the EFMP program. That was definitive. So we were quite excited about it and we have seen the fruits of it. Our members are happy about it and we have been able to get a lot of mortgage interest. What is your experience with COK thus far as NHT being well, bearing in mind COK is the first credit union and also the first entity that signed onto the EFMP program, right? First thing, what is the EFMP program and what is your experience with COK?
Firstly, I must say thanks for being a part of our program. Of course, the EFMP program was created to give our contributors a lot more channels in basically to access our loans. Now, we won't go into the interest rate and stuff like that, but once you're earning over $30,000 per week, you are expected to go to one of our partners, and we are here now, and I'm sure COK would have been the ideal partner for most of your members. If it is to get into the NHT itself, your members will really get the interest rate that NHT offers, and then the additional from COK you'll get at the COK interest rate.
So if I'm to summarize what you're saying, NHT offers a set amount to which David may be entitled.
Right.
And in him being entitled, let's say hypothetically, he's trying to buy that $16 million property because he outbid me for it. Now, he is trying to buy that $16 million property. He is entitled, to my understanding, about $7.5 million
right.
based on his possible salary. The maximum he can get is about $7.5 million,
right.
correct? That therefore would mean that he would get that $7.5 million at the NHT's applied interest rate, which is approximately 5%?
5%.
Right.
So it stands at the, well, it's the lowest. And we're not comparing ourselves with...
You're trying to compete with COK,
with
so what are you trying to say?
With partner.
Oh, we don't compete with partners, so we understand. Right.
So what will happen then, that individual will basically get that amount to which they are qualified for at the NHT's interest rate, and the addition at the rate that COK offers.
All right, so I can understand perfectly. So basically, you finance the portion, the NHT portion,
right?
And no, we finance everything. COK finances everything. However, we have to offer the NHT amount at the NHT rate, and any excess is offered at the COK rate, right? That would be it, David? All right, so before I get back to you, I'd like to just finish up with David so that he can leave because he has another engagement. But quickly, David, other than the mortgage, I know that we have a myriad of other loan for home products, and notice I'm emphasizing loan for home because I'm going to let the cat out of the bag shortly, which is why Mrs. Rickards is here. We are going to be talking about our loan for home campaign, and you know that's going to be massive this year. But for our other loan for home products, right? I'm aware that COK offers up to 100% financing for our property, which means we cover your deposit. So we have a house deposit loan. I'm going to ask you to speak on that. And if indeed you already own a home, you can use the equity in that property to access financing. So let us speak on the house deposit loan. Right, what percentage of the property does COK offer for a house deposit loan? So let's say more than a $16 million house, but I don't even have the deposit. What can you offer me?
Well, we have an unsecured portion for that aspect, actually. Okay. So we can use that unsecured loan to cover that deposit that you require. Currently, we do 95% financing for mortgages.
Right.
So that deposit that you may require, we have a product that is there for you.
So that deposit would be approximately 5%, and you're saying that you'll be able to finance that amount, right? All right, fine. Now, for that specific loan, is it in addition to the mortgage, or is it a separate loan?
It would be a separate facility.
Right, and in it being a separate facility, it means the tenor for that loan would be a different tenor.
That is correct.
Okay, just to be clear, so long and short, COK offers 100% financing through a combination of loans.
Yes.
So there is one mortgage that is going to be split NHT and COK also finance
the deposit if required.
One thing to be clear though, in COK financing the deposit and also the rest of the loan, it means that you're coming to COK to get one loan. And if indeed it's required, we can also offer you a system where you actually get one deduction. Right? True. So basically, you don't need to worry and say, oh, I'm going to pay NHT separate or whatever. It's just one deduction coming out of your salary or out of your, you're paying it over the counter. One money covers everything, and I'd like you to speak on your insurance partners. Do we have anyone with whom you can speak about like property insurance, excess insurance, that type of thing?
Yeah, we do partner with JCIA currently.
Right.
So as it relates to peril insurance
Right.
and your creditor life, which is the life insurance component of the mortgage.
Yes.
All of that is a one-stop shop. So
Right.
you don't need to go anywhere else. That is all that calculation is done in-house for you. And we facilitate the enrollment of those insurance policies right here at COK.
Right, so I'm going to encourage you, this is one of them sneaky plugs. I'm going to encourage you to log on to our website, COKfinancialservices.com. Click on any of the banners. Since we're talking about mortgages this afternoon, we're encouraging you to click on the mortgage banner and you will see what our rates are, what are some likely monthly payments and that type of thing. And if you want, you can sign up right there and we'll have a team member reach out to you. I know that there are a few questions online and we'll get to those shortly. But let's get back to it. As it relates to me owning a property, so I see the $16 million property, but I'm not telling NHT say I did have one next property when I named up on the title already. I still want for them money, but anyway, I'll ask you about that in a minute, right? I want to use my current property, whatever I own on that property, to finance a loan. See, okay, do that? How does it work?
Yeah, we do. What you're talking about, Larry, is a home equity loan.
Oh, what is home equity?
It's simply basically using the equity that you have available in the property to do anything actually. So it could be to maybe a down payment on another house, maybe to fix up the current property or for any other purpose, or to install a solar system.
You see now this is a shameless plug and I like that. And I like that, Miss, because you need to speak up, man.
Or you
Yes.
can furnish your home.
Or you can furnish your home.
Exactly.
Right?
Change out
So
some
you don't need to
furniture,
go and
appliances.
take a high interest unsecured facility for that. You can use the equity in your property. And remember guys, your property is an asset, right? And once the asset is not earning for you, it tends to become a what?
Liability. And just to add, Larry, as well, just for quick calculation purposes, if persons are thinking, okay, what amount of equity do I have in my property? What they can probably do, get a current valuation of the property.
Right.
And normally it's about 80% of that value would use as equity in the property. So all of that is available to our members.
So all 80%
That's
of the
correct.
equity. So let's be clear, not 80% of the value of the property. 80% of the equity that you currently
It
own.
is 80% of the value, barring that there are no additional liens on the property.
Well, we have to be clear because what
Yes.
if me have NHT 7.5?
That is what, yeah, that is it.
Me
So
still
there-
owe NHT them 7.5. I'm going to come and say to you, I want 80% of that 16 million,
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, but no, Mr. Johnson, that can't work.
Yeah.
Because
You have-
NHT is
exactly,
entitled to
a portion of that.
property.
That
So we
is
have to
correct.
be very clear and specific. So it's 80% of the equity
Yes.
that you own that you are able to use to finance a high interest debt. And when we talk about high interest debt, we have a lot of people, a lot of our members have high interest credit cards, they may have some high interest unsecured loans, or maybe they want to go back to school. Maybe it is that they've recognized that their monthly expenses are exceeding their income, and because of other debt they may have, they may want to close that down and use the equity in that
Definitely.
regard.
It's a great way to kind of reorganize your finances for one low monthly payment.
And I'm happy for that, because right now, you mentioned something very important. Well, actually, Jason shamelessly mentioned it earlier, and I'm going to ask him to just give a quick plug on that now. How it is that we could use a home equity loan to finance solar. So I'm going to ask you to just speak with that, and Jason can chime in where required.
Well, basically, as you mentioned, we have a lot of energy renewable products at COK. We're very cutting edge when it comes to that area. So using the property itself, we can actually use that equity in the property to furnish to purchase a solar system. Outside of that property as well, you can actually use the solar panels as collateral.
Oh,
Exactly. So,
use the solar panels as collateral.
because say you don't have any equity in the property, but you want to basically benefit for, installing that solar system, the panels themselves can be used as collateral for that.
What you're saying to me? So, what you guys do, you value the panels? How does it work?
Yeah, so there is a value of the panels. They are valid, and just similar to a property, there's equity in the panels,
Right.
and that valuation is done, and a percentage of that equity is used as a collateral.
Oh, that's interesting. So, what I'm to understand from this now, and again, I'm going to be speaking to the adjudicator in another couple of minutes about this, is, to my understanding, I can take a loan, use the equity in my property to access financing. Let me not speak about taking a loan. Use the equity in my property to access financing to enhance the property by adding solar panels.
That's correct.
And you know time at right now, more AC when I go buy from Miss Records.
Inverter.
So we're going to get that AC unit from Miss Records. So we would be buying or using the equity in the property, enhancing the property, and technically you would be increasing the value of that property.
Definitely.
And saving on your light bill.
So it's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation, and I just want to talk to you about that because I want Jason to elaborate on how we can use the solar panels to save on our electricity bills, right? But David, I'd like to thank you. I would like to ask you finally, just generally, just give a quick rundown of what is required for a mortgage or any loan for home, list the products and list the requirements, and then I'm going to invite Howard onto the panel to just give us an idea of what happens at the adjudication level. Howard, you can stand by.
All right, so generally for the loan application, you're going to need a proof of income, so job letter, pay slips. You want a bank printout, which basically supports your job letter and the pay slips. A valid ID, TRN. You're going to also be needing, as it relates to the mortgage, the sales agreement, valuation report, surveyor's ID report.
So hold on, you talk a lot of things, you're talking a bit fast. Are those things, well, let me put it there then. These things are available on our website, COKSodality.com, and the information is right there. So you don't need to worry about writing it down, or you can call us at 578-0057. That's 578-0057. And we'll be happy to provide you with the information that David is
And again, as we said before, our off-credit officers are here to guide us, to guide our members. And in the event that you can't even make it into branch, we have our officers that can come to you.
David is 6:35. Your credit officers are still working. What's happening at COK?
Definitely.
Credit officers are working at 6:35.
Yes, we are here for our members.
Well, you're paying them overtime. All right. Well, thank you for that. But continue and let us know what are the final requirements before I bring on Howard. And while we're bringing on Howard, I'll be answering a few of the questions that you may have online. So, you can bring the questions as Howard comes on.
So, as I was mentioning before, the valuation report, the surveyor's ID report, the sales agreement, the signed sales agreement, you will be required to the statement of account, which basically highlights the legal fees that are associated with a mortgage. And also, in the event that you're going to be using your NHD benefit, there's some additional documents that you need to take in. NIS card, I believe it's the letter from the verification of employees' contribution. Yes.
It must be supported with your TRS.
That's correct. So those are some simple documents that you'd require.
You see, one of the things we're trying to do here is to demystify the whole process of mortgage, because a lot of people are not clear, because it's just that major investment. Some people are scared of it and they're not clear. They might hear them friends and then go through a particular thing and it take them 3 years to get a mortgage. At COK, I can guarantee you that that is not the case. And we have the people here at will to answer the questions as to why it may take a little bit longer than expected and what are the implications of such, right? But again, David, I have 3 questions that I've been made aware of, and I'm going to ask, well, they're all for you actually. The first question was related to the fees, right? Does COK finance the fees that are associated with the mortgage?
All right, so again, those fees they can't be rolled up in the mortgage. However, as you know, we have the unsecured portion, or the unsecured loan that we offer.
Right.
So in the event that you can't find those fees out of pocket, we have a product here.
So what you're saying that I can buy a house and don't pay no money out of my pocket, basically?
Very little.
So
very little.
So technically, that's what you're saying?
Very little, yes.
Very little.
Very little.
All right, fair enough. What's the tenor of, or what's the ideal tenor for a mortgage, from your perspective?
That's about 30 years.
About 30 years.
About 30 years.
And COK offers 30 years.
And we do.
And we do.
We do.
Okay, fair enough. And final question: if they need to reach David at the COKSodality branch, I'm going to shamelessly plug your branch because I'm very proud of the work that you've been doing.
I have no problem
here,
with that.
How can they reach the COKSodality branch in particular to get information from Mr. David Duval or any of his 3 credit officers that are working so assiduously down there?
So they can reach us, my straight line, 764-1606. My CUG, that is 734, sorry, that was not correct. Larry put me on the spot, that is why.
You don't know your own number?
467.
I don't understand this.
467. 7435. So that is the CUG, and I gave you the straight line before. You can email me at dduval@coksu.com, and we'll be happy to just answer any questions. And we will also put you onto any of our officers that are available.
All right, so Mr. Duval, we're really very appreciative of the fact that you decided to give us the time out. I know it was a bit of short notice, so thank you for that. So we're going to invite our senior adjudicator, Mr. Howard, on our panel now, and we're going to thank you, David, for joining us.
Right,
guys,
thanks for having me.
Do you have any questions, or are we ready to do a giveaway? Ms. Cunningham? Yes. You can proceed with the questions so that I can have them answered by any member of the panel. And while we set up, thank you for joining us, Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, hold on, you're as nervous as I am. What is going on here, sir?
Malfunction.
Malfunction? Your name is Howard Malfunction. What's going on here?
All right, Howard Clark here, adjudicator, COK.
Okay, Howard Clark, you're an adjudicator at COK. How long have you been in adjudication or credit adjudication?
Going 2 years at COK, that is. Previously, JN.
Oh, you're previously at another institution. All right, so fantastic. So I'm going to save some of the questions for you because we have some other fantastic individuals here, and we want to hear how COK can partner with Solar Buzz and save some people some money on some light bills. So we're going to ask Jason to explain how that process works, and then we're going to connect it with our loan for home and our solar panel loan. So, Jason, hypothetically, my light bill is $20,000 for the month. How can you assist me in paying like $5,000? Because I don't like pay JPS money.
Well, what we do at Solar Buzz and as a partner of COK is that we would do an assessment of your energy usage. We would do an assessment of the property. And really what we thrive to do as a partner here is, yes, we can install solar, but we want to install high quality solar because what we have found is that systems that perform as promised, people don't default on that loan. And that is our main goal as a banking partner, especially with COK. So we're not trying to be the least expensive and put in the least expensive equipment that might not work. We need to make sure that the equipment works properly, and we have 12 years experience in the business.
So hold on, so you're saying, oh man, you talk too fast for me, man.
Okay, understand.
Right? So you have 12 years experience,
Yeah.
right? And you're not trying to be the least expensive, but
Right.
what you're trying to do is to ensure that your product is as premium as possible and you offer a guarantee and warranty, correct?
Right.
So I'd like you to speak on that aspect of the thing. Because if I go out in the market and I see 10 people saying they're doing solar and everybody doing, because time out and they believe they can make a money, why would I choose Solar Buzz? Other than the fact that I get a newsletter from you every week
Right.
that speaks to developments in the market. Whether or not you're buying solar, he'll give you the information, and I appreciate that. What makes Solar Buzz different, and how can you assist me in saving that $15,000? Because as I said, I don't want to pay JPS it, and time hot.
Well, what makes us different is that our engineering and the products that we use on the market has proven to be the best over time. And what happens is that those products save the most. So people are getting the most for their money, the best return on their investment. So when you come to a Solar Buzz and the system is financed by COK, you can be rest assured that your loan will more than likely be cash flow positive from day one. You're earning what we predicted from our energy audit, and you're happy that you're now having more money at the end of the month to pay other bills, or to put in more savings with COK, or to do other things. So it's really about bringing that quality product to make sure that the COK client is happy with their system. They're not thinking about their solar system on a daily basis. They're just seeing that savings at the end of the month, and they have more money to invest with COK or do what they need to do. And that's what is our main goal, is the design and operation of a high quality functioning solar system.
All right, so again, you're talking about high quality, high functioning, and I would like you to guide me. How can I save the $15,000? I still wait on that. So if I put in a solar panel system valued at $2 million, hypothetically, this is all hypothetical, right? How would that help me? What type of system could save me $15,000? Because my bill is $20,000. How can I save $15,000? Give me an idea of a value of a system and what would be the components? 3 battery, 2 panel, how it work?
Right. So the goal is for residential clients is that clients want to have the lowest possible bill and most savings that they can. So essentially that's going to come with a lithium battery system. From the assessment based on your energy usage, when we do our energy audit, we'll recommend a certain amount of panels that will go on your roof, that will connect to an inverter and to your lithium batteries, that will allow you to have battery allow you to have power coming from the batteries at night. And that's where you get most of your savings, because the majority of your energy usage as a homeowner is at nighttime. So the batteries will allow you to use solar power at nighttime because you're storing it in the day. The panels will run the home in the day while keeping the batteries at 100%. So our assessment and audit will come up with a price that will allow you to purchase a system that will take you up to 100% off JPS, or if your budget is lower, up to 80% off JPS. It's really dependent on what you can afford and what you have at the time and how much your JPS bill is. Everyone's usage is different. Everyone's system is designed different.
How does an energy audit work? How invasive is it, and what's the likely hypothetical cost? Because I'm assuming it's not free.
Well, for our COK members, we have a discounted fee when we visit a home. It's usually between $10,000 to $15,000 for an assessment, but we refund at 100% if you purchase the solar system.
So hold on. So if I do an energy audit and I buy the system, I get back that money?
Yes, you get back that money.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that part. I get back the money part. I like it. So
yeah.
It just so that means it's deducted from the other aspect of what you'll be charging. So what if I have some other quote unquote energy audit, right? Mm-hmm. How does that work? If I feel that I have gone onto some Chinese site and find something that can do an energy audit and I can give you those numbers, would that work for you, or is it something that you specifically had to do?
No, that would definitely not work for us, because we are in a contract with COK to provide our expertise when it comes to solar. So we are designing to make sure that the client is happy and our partner is happy. We can't take anyone else's word for it. So our team would have to be on site, do the energy audit, we do a proposal, we present it to you, you're happy with it, you take that to COK to then try and get the financing for the solar energy. How evasive is the energy audit? It's not very evasive. We come, we do a drone shot of the roof, we put an energy monitor in your home for 2 weeks. The reason we do that is because your JPS bill will give you 100% usage, and you're only guessing what your night versus daytime energy usage is. When we put the energy monitor in your home for 2 weeks, we can then separate your night usage from day usage, so that I can be extremely accurate saying why you need this size battery bank versus not. That allows us to be extremely accurate, again, allowing us to install a system that performs as promised, and our clients who perform as promised do not default on their loans, and that's the key.
That's interesting. So you mentioned it's not very invasive. So would it interfere any at all? It's like you're going to put a little thing in the meter box.
Main breaker panel.
Not in the meter box.
Close it up
So
and lock it.
You don't trouble
they don't
GPS
see
meter box.
No,
you just put it in the
main breaker, and it just logs the entire usage of the house 24/7 for 10 to 12 days.
10 to 12 days.
Yeah.
All right, that's very interesting. How can we finance Jason's hypothetical 10 to 12 day energy audit? First, do we finance that, and how does our solar panel loan work?
All right, thanks for that question. All right, so we basically give our members options where that is concerned. So first of all, for those homeowners, you can actually, as was discussed before, you can actually use equity in that property and basically finance that. Now, outside of that, we spoke about the panels being used as collateral, and there is also a third option where you, through DBJ, they offer a 80% guarantee. So DBJ will actually guarantee 80% of the loan. You only need to come up with 20%. So you actually have 3 options where that is concerned. So the interest rates vary depending on the option. So of course, if you're using property which is a more stable collateral, you're looking at 8.95 for an interest rate.
Right.
If you are using the DBJ facility, that's at 11%. And if you're using the panels, it's at 11.5. Now, in terms of the...
So, hold on. You're saying I can use the panels and get a loan at 11.5%?
At 11.5%, yes.
Interesting.
And in terms of the term, again, based on the collateral, if you're using property, you can get up to 15 years. And if you're using the panels and DBJ, you get up to 10 years, right? So there is flexibility in the payment.
So we are flexible and we can work with our members. So I know that you have been a partner with COK for quite some time, Jason. I keep seeing you on this panel. What has been your experience with COK and the partnership?
The experience has been great. I mean, the key is that, you know, the clients who have come to us through COK have had a great experience with not only SolarBuzz, but with the process of dealing with COK, keeping them informed along along the way, making the process as fast as possible, because people often complain that these, dealing with the bank, they can take time. Should I just pay cash? But our clients who have come through COK have always told us that the process moves smoothly, and then our systems were installed in a timely manner, and all of our clients that have gone through COK are happy. We continually maintain our systems which is very important for the life of the loan, especially. So the system is maintained. We visit twice a year, and we monitor it online 24/7. Any issues with the system, it alerts us. So we're keeping the system running at top quality all the time to make sure you get your savings, because 95% of our business comes from referrals. And which is why COK continues to invite me on panels like this, is because they know that we're going to put in a system that keeps clients happy, and the loans will continue to be paid. And I think that is the main goal for me, is to make sure that clients continue to be happy and pay the loan payment.
Well, our members that have actually participated, or your customers have suggested that they are quite happy. So we're really appreciative of the fact that, one, you chose to partner with us, and two, you've been very, very, very supportive of COK and all our initiatives. But I'm going to move to another aspect of solar, which is why Mrs. Rickards is here, other than the loan for home. What kind of energy efficient products does Singer have, and Howard is going to tell me how we can use the solar energy bundle loan to finance them. So tell me, what kind of energy efficient system Singer have?
Okay, good evening everyone, and thanks for having Singer Jamaica Limited on board. Singer, we do sell well-known brand,
Right.
affordable credit terms, and we do have products. We have the LG line, we have other lines of products that are quite energy efficient. In fact, they are the inverter system.
So hold on. We're talking about inverter now, because every time I hear inverter, I think two things, fridge and AC, right? So I'd like you to talk about AC, because in here a bit hot. We kind of want to talk about the AC part. So tell us tell us the type of ACs that you have, and Howard, I'm going to ask you to just share with us how the solar energy bundle can be used to finance those type of AC, size, and so on.
Okay, so we have from 12,000 BTU up to 24, which is a regular size.
What 12,000 BTU mean?
That's the size of the unit, and of course what we do whenever a customer comes in, we don't just sell you an AC. We find out the size of the area, so we work it out to ensure that we are not underselling the product, because of course if the product is too small for the area, it will not function properly. So we need to get the size of your space, and we calculate it.
Oh, so well,
Right,
so
so
hold on. I don't
method.
just walk in and say, hey, single lady, I want an AC, you just sell me one because it's cheap. No, you do an assessment as well.
No, you see, we have to care for our customers.
Right.
It's not just selling and move on. We want to be there forever. So when you want a refrigerator, okay, you come back to Singer because you got a good deal with your AC. Your sales rep was quite knowledgeable, pass on the correct information to you, so you will come back. And there are other products that you'll want, and you will come back to us, because we not just care about getting the money, but to satisfy a need.
What about
Right.
installation?
Installation, yes, we do installation also. That can be filtered in the package. And as I said before, we start from 12,000 up to 24,000, which is the regular one, but we can go beyond like 36,000. So it all depends on the side, and these are all inverter units. Because of course, we want you to save on your utility bills, your light bills, so you can come back and make more purchase of other products that you need.
You're segueing into Jason's road. It's about saving a light bill.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
All right, so I appreciate that. So question now, Howard. How does COK assist a member to get an inverter AC unit and an inverter fridge? Because to me, those are the two highest energy consuming items in the house.
So once a member has gone to Singer and see what they need, basically they just need to get an invoice from Singer.
Yes.
So they will basically come to us. They will be asked to submit certain documentation. So we need proof of income. So you are looking at job letter, pay slip, TRN, regular documentation, and there are requirements in terms of the shares, right? The maximum offer is 800,000, so you need just 10% of that on your share account.
So hold on. So Ms. Records, for 12,000 BTU, I hope I'm saying it right. 12,000 BTU inverter AC unit, hypothetically, how much would that cost me? 800,000?
Oh no, definitely not. At Singer, we do have 12,000 AC units for as low as 59,995 plus tax.
So that's going to run me to about 68,000, 66.
Somewhere there.
Somewhere thereabout.
But again, you see what happened? We have this attractive payment plan, that same cash price, you can get it to pay, and you can pay it over a 4 months period, no interest.
Or
so we make it affordable.
Or you can come down to COK and just borrow the money and carry it up a Singer and go buy the
Also,
AC.
you can do that.
So we'll work with that. So there are, one, we're encouraging our members to support Singer because they have been quite supportive of all our initiatives, and I can tell you from experience, one, the service there is quite high, and the product, the quality of product that you get. I have had a fridge in my house for approximately, 12 years now, and this thing I bought it. And one, I actually bought it right up across was there, and I never had an issue with that fridge at all. Knock on wood, well, there's no wood near for me to knock. But I'm very happy with the service that we get from Singer, and I know that you are quite customer oriented. Once you walk into Singer, like, hi, and you're wondering how it is that these people are always so happy. So we really do appreciate your patronage. But you mentioned the AC unit, and again, our solar energy bundle loan is for any energy saving equipment. Can you imagine, tongue twister? Energy saving equipment that you want to buy for the house. So if you want to buy an inverter refrigerator, or maybe if you find one inverter TV, I think there's some inverter TVs, I don't know. But maybe if you find an inverter fridge or inverter TV or whatever it is that they sell in inverters, you can
AC
come to us
unit.
and
AC unit.
well, the AC unit will pass, man, but the refrigerators though, right? Give me an idea. What's the price of a good refrigerator, inverter refrigerator now? Let's say for a small family of 2 people.
Okay, so we have the top and bottom. The freezer at the top, fridge at the bottom.
Yes.
We also have the side by side. So it
Yes.
all depends on what the customer is interested in. But you can get an inverter refrigerator anywhere from 105,000 upwards, and you're looking at probably 16 cubic foot. So it's a pretty good size for a small family.
All right, so and the beauty about that, and why I'm emphasizing even the prices, because I want people to go up to Singer, identify the energy saving equipment, and come back to COK and finance it, because all of what you have highlighted can be financed through a solar energy bundle loan. So let me get out a few of the questions so our online patrons can understand what is going on. So I have a first question here. I think this would be good for you, Howard. And the question is, what if you already have a car loan? Can COK still offer a mortgage?
All right, so there are 2 things that we need to satisfy when you're applying for a loan. One is collateral, which the property would stand, but the other part is the ability to repay. So once we do an assessment of your income versus your expenses, we are then able to determine whether or not you'll be able to afford to pay that loan. Because what we don't want to do is to overlend.
Right.
Right? Because we don't want to put the person in a worse position.
Right.
So we have to assess the ability to repay. Once you meet that requirement, we are able to offer you the loan.
Okay, fantastic. So that's more about affordability than anything else. Right. All right, fair enough. Second question is, what if I have a piece of land that I've inherited and I want a mortgage for that, right? I know that might be a little bit complex, so I'd like you to just walk me through the steps. How does that work?
All right, so mortgage in terms of building on the property?
Yes.
All right, so currently, as far as I know, we don't finance.
All right, so that's
Right,
not financing.
an option right
Not
now.
an option right now.
Right.
Right. So NHT, question, is that something that is permitted under any NHT program?
Yes. For the NHT, we have what we call a build on own land
Right.
loan. Right? So that loan is really, if it is that you got your piece of land from your grandparents, that your name has to be placed on the title.
Right.
Once your name is placed on the title, you can get up to the $7.5 million. And why we say up to is dependent on your affordability.
Right.
To build on that piece of property. And two persons can also join. So you can actually get up to $15 million to build on that piece of land. But most importantly, your name has to be placed on the
Most
title.
importantly, your name
Right.
has to be placed on there. So I have another quick one for you, Howard. What if I don't have the land? Can I get a loan to buy the land?
Yes, you can. That is option. You have that option. You can actually use your NHE benefit or come to us directly to basically get that loan.
Okay.
So that is an option.
All right. So next question. What if I can't find my sales agreement? It's a legit question from, let me see,
All right. So
Al Richard.
I am assuming that your lawyer should be able to get a copy because that is a requirement of your loan. We cannot process a loan without a sales agreement.
So you need it. So
has to be
you're gonna
replaced.
need a sales
Yeah,
agreement.
man, has to be replaced.
All right. Fine. Can you benefit from the NHT loan twice? This is for Joanza.
Yes, you can actually benefit from the NHG loan twice. But I guess the question the person is asking if it is that they could buy two property. And that's a no to that question.
So how can
do
I
you
benefit twice? Yes.
After 10 years after your first mortgage, you're able to access what we call a home improvement loan. So after 10 years, you get that home improvement loan if it is that you want to modify the property to which you have, or if it is that you want to sell the existing, you can have, and transfer the mortgage along with that home improvement and to supplement to buy another.
Have they dropped that from 50, wasn't it 15 years?
Yeah, that's why I said 10 years.
So now it's 10.
10 years, right?
So it's not.
Good to know.
So it's not.
10 years as at July 1.
Ah.
Apologies.
So that is new information.
Yeah.
Because to my understanding it was 15 years.
Right.
So as at July 1, that don't come yet.
Yeah, it
Right.
was recently announced by
Excellent.
So
BPM.
coming July 1,
Right.
it is up to 10 years.
10 years.
That's
Right.
good.
So that's actually good. Cut off 5 years off it. So I mean there'll be some benefit to us.
Right.
So I can appreciate that. Right? So the way to benefit is to own a property for at least 10 years and you improve on that property, or you benefit initially through your contributions, and it's encouraged that you contribute once you're gainfully employed.
Right. Once you're gainfully employed, after 52 weeks or a year, you are able to access a benefit from the NHT. If it is that you are self-employed, it's basically after 4 quarters, because that is how they made their payments, contribution.
All right, so let me ask you though, and the next question is related to your CRTD, your contribution, your NHT, what's CRTD? Let me not try to
simplified.
announce
It's
the
really
acronym.
contributions to which you have made.
Right.
That's what's taken from your pay,
Right.
from your gross salary. So it's contribution refunds towards the deposit. And why I wouldn't use the acronym, because it can also use towards if it is that if there's a shortfall as well.
You're preempting the question
Right.
because the question was, can I use my CRTD to pay my fees?
Right. So you can also use for illegal fees, a shortfall, if there's any shortfall on the property as well. And if it is that person is doing construction, it also can be used to assist with that.
So a personal question of mine, is there a limit on the amount of the CRTD that I can use?
No. Whatever it is, all right, with the CRTD, the amount that you have not collected as refunds.
Yes.
So after 7 years, on the 8th year, you are able to access your that refund, meaning persons can get back their money. But if it is that you have not collected anything, and it goes up until at this point to 2023, sorry. So you get all the monies up to 2023 that you haven't collected.
All right, so I have one other question now, and this is for Howard. Is there any high-risk area that COK wouldn't offer, or for which COK wouldn't offer a mortgage?
All right, so I'll answer that this way. So We are looking at the security and how easily we would be able to sell that property, right?
In case
In case of default.
there is a default.
Right.
We're not in the business
if
of selling
we are
property.
not
We're
in
not
the
trying to
business,
sell
but
anyone's property. But
just
in
to be
case there is a
clear,
default.
if the property is in a volatile area, right,
Yes.
unfortunately, we would not consider that property as collateral for a loan.
Is there any type of zoning that's associated? Is there any guidelines that the members need to be aware of that allows them to say, hey, boy, if I see a piece of property out Pedro Keys, I just not going to take it on?
Well, the thing is, from a general standpoint, most persons are aware of those areas that are volatile based on what's happening in the news and based on history. So you would basically have a fair idea from that term, right? But that would be the only guideline I can tell you. But if
Okay.
you do have a property in mind, we still ask that you come, give us the information, and let us advise you. where
Right,
that
so
is concerned.
it's more of a fluid situation. You'll be able to guide the member
Right.
in terms of what is right. Because what you also don't want to do is to finance something or for any level of finance, have the member tie themselves to a particular facility and it became a situation where they have to move from the property and they don't have access to an asset to which they are now contributing.
And there are examples of that, unfortunately.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Oh my. All right, so I'm going to do a quick giveaway. And what are we giving away, Miss Cunningham? A lovely gift. All right, so no, Jason, we're not giving away a car. Solar Buzz offers cars. I know you might go into EV soon, but no, we're not giving away a car. We're going to give away a nice. We're gonna give away a share cert that's valid at $5,000, and it's gonna be a simple question. And we're gonna take a winner from each platform. So one platform, one answer on IG, one answer on Facebook, and one answer from the YouTube page, right? And it's the first correct answer that is listed there. You have to be in Jamaica, so if you're watching from overseas, you may not be able to pick up the share cert. So we're encouraging you, the Jamaicans. Your first question is, what is the maximum tenure that's offered at COK for a mortgage? So the team monitoring the platforms will come, tell me who have provided the correct answer, and we'll announce it shortly. So the question is, what's the maximum tenure for a COK mortgage? And we have spoken about it several times earlier. So one answer from each platform. So let's move on quickly because it's getting late and we have divulged a lot of information. Howard, I know that there are a lot of things that may impact an individual getting a mortgage or delay the process, whether for a solar panel loan, whether for the NHT aspect of a loan, or whether it is that they're taking a solar energy bundle loans. What are things that members should look out for when they're applying for any of the aforementioned loans? So let's start with the solar panel loan. What would make them not get the loan even though they provided all the documents?
All right, the main thing is affordability. So you come in for a particular amount, and when we do an assessment of your income and expenses, and we run our ratios, we realize that the amount that you're applying for is above what you can afford, right? So in that case, what we usually do based on income and expenses, we do a calculation to determine how much you can afford. So you might come in for a $1 million loan, but you are only qualified for 800, right? This we will present to the member, and basically if that is able to do what they need to do, then we'll be able to proceed with the application. But mainly is affordability that would restrict the member.
All right, so I think I missed one of the questions here, but why is it that a mortgage process takes as long as it does? Like some people, I'm seeing here where a person is asking why it takes 90 days or more. Or does it take 90 days?
Mortgages can take from a month to 90 days and sometimes longer. The thing is, everything is a case by case because depending on the property that you're purchasing, right? You may be purchasing from a developer.
Yes.
You know, developers want confirmation that you can afford the facility up front.
Right.
So you submit your documentation for the loan, you get approved, but the property is not ready yet.
So COK does pre-approvals, because I know that you have a partnership with NHT now. You do the NHT pre-qualification or do a COK pre-qual? What is the process there?
We do pre-approvals. But what I'm saying in terms of the delay, right? You have submitted your application, you are processed, right? Loan is approved.
Right.
But the property might not be ready from the developer's point.
Right.
So we cannot move until they are ready.
Okay.
There may be issues with the title. A number of issues could happen where the title is concerned that might delay the entire process. But the long and short of it is, if you have a straightforward loan, right, where there are no issues, properties available, within 2 to 3 months you should be able to complete the process.
Interesting. Jason, if I don't have enough money for my solar panel system, right? And I come to COK and COK say, I'll finance your solar panel system, but you have to go to Jason for the solar panel. Why would I not be able to get it from Solar Buzz? What would be the reason you would decline a member's application for a solar panel system? Or do you decline? Have you ever looked at a system and said, hey, I'm not going to install that system?
Well, mainly we would decline putting on a system on a property if, one, they don't have permission to put it, maybe they don't own it, and the owner doesn't want to put the system on the property, or the roof is not feasible. You know, during the assessment, there's just not enough roof space, how the roof is angled, or the electricals are not up to code. There's a few reasons why at the property it may not be feasible. Those are usually in the minority, but those are some of the things that we definitely look at. So if you don't own the property, we ask you to get a written permission from the owner that we would obviously have to present to COK, that the owner is giving permission for this.
So one of the main issues is actual property ownership, because you have people have had interactions with members who have indicated that, hey, my light bill too high now and whatnot. And when you're having the depth of conversation with them and you're trying to do some type of analysis to say, hey, does it actually make sense I give you any kind of guidance? They're like, well, you know, but the landlord say, and you're like, but hold on, you don't own the property? How is it that you're seeking to put solar panels on a property that you don't have either permission or you don't own? So that is something fundamental that needs to be clear, right?
But you know what too, is that what we encourage people to do is talk to your landlord. If you have a good relationship with them and you're going to be there 5 to 10 years,
yes,
it's bringing value to the property. So more than likely when you leave, that landlord would buy it from you, take over that system, because he can now rent out the property with no JPS bill. It's an asset to the property. So there's ways. Don't be afraid to discuss things with your landlord if you have a good relationship with them.
All right, so this is my final question here, and it's related to credit, right? And again, we're here talking about mortgage and home equity loans and solar energy and NHT partnerships. And before I get into the fun stuff, we are going to do a few other giveaways. I am going to ask you, if I want a mortgage, you're an adjudicator, right? I see a property for $20 million, right? What's the likely amount that I'd repay on a monthly basis? I'm not putting you on the spot, but hypothetically, right? What's the likely amount that I would need to pay over what period?
Right.
And what are the documents that I would need to get that? $20 million, that's my property in Portmore.
All right, so providing that you qualify for the 30 years,
yes,
and you are at our 7.99% interest rate,
yes,
for 20 million, you'd be looking at a monthly payment of 146,000
right,
for 30 years.
146.
146. And
so hold on, hold on, man, you talk too fast, sir. What if I tell myself that I can't afford the 146 and me and my wife come? Can my wife and I partner and pay that 146,000?
Yes, you can. And again, what we are going to be doing is assessing income and expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to be looking at your obligation for the mortgage, and then we have to find out what other credit obligations you have, because those have to be factored in the calculation. Because at the end of the day, when we grant the loan, we want to make sure that these persons can live otherwise. So the debt obligation cannot be taking up the bulk of your income. So yes, both persons can apply, but again, we have to look at the finances to make sure that the household can manage a monthly payment. And if it's a situation again where based on the amount that you need, the assessment says no, we do an assessment to see where you fall. And say you said 20 million, but we do the assessment. You are at 15 million. So we said, all right, you can't afford this based on the numbers. This is where you should be looking. So we give them an idea now in terms of the market, what they can go and look out for, right? So that when they come back again, basically, it's going to be a straightforward process because we already worked out the numbers.
All right, so the 146 that you mentioned earlier, does that include NHT's payment?
Yes, it does.
So it includes the NHT $7.5 million,
yes,
and the excess from COK at 7.99%,
yes,
and all of that combined gives me a total monthly payment of about $146,000 for 30 years.
For 30 years.
All right, so fantastic, and I'm thankful for that. Team, you can bring the other set of questions so that we can wrap up now. But I'm going to take the opportunity to thank you, thank the panel, and sorry, to try to remind our members that COK is here. We are offering the best rates in the market now for mortgages and all loan for home, and we are going to be announcing shortly. Matter of fact, let me just take the initiative and announce it here. We are going to this year have our loan for home campaign. The loan for home campaign is going to be running from June to December, and it is going to be featuring all loans that are related to property purchase. So whether it be a house deposit loan, whether it be a home equity loan, a mortgage, everything related to home, we're going to be giving you an incentive to take that. So we're going to have fantastic prizes. That is why we have Business Records here, because Singer is partnering with us on that. So we're going to be giving away an AC unit. You're going to be able to win a weekend for two, and you're going to be able to win any room makeover in your house that is valued at X amount. I can't give you that number yet, but you're going to be able to win a room makeover, AC unit, or a weekend for two. That would be a massive loan for home campaign, and we'll have monthly prizes as well, so you can look out for that. You can visit our website COKSU.com, or you can visit our social media pages at COKSodality, or you can visit our promotional page at COKFinancialServices.com, and you can sign up for any of our products. We are very, 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 very responsive, and we will ensure that either Mr. Howard or Ms. Rickards or any of our expert panelists or team members or Mr. Duval, all right, thanks, or Mr. Duval himself will be responding to you to ensure that you are clear in terms of what's required for your mortgage or for your property purchase, right? We're also going to be launching in short order our Cool It Down energy campaign. So basically, in no time hot, and we want you to go up to Singer and buy the AC units, and we want you to come down to COK and borrow the money to buy the AC unit up at Singer. So we're having our Cool It Down summer campaign, and for that campaign in particular, you're going to be eligible to win a weekend for two, an all-inclusive weekend for two at one of our partner hotels. So we'll be launching that soon, so you can look out for that. Again, would like to thank you. Let me read a few of the questions before I get out of here. Quick question. I work overseas and I'm a COK member. Does the home equity loan apply to me? That's for Howard.
All right. So currently we do offer financing to persons overseas. Pretty much the regular requirements are there that they would need to submit. But additionally, they would need to send their W-2 form. I think that covers their 2 years salary and taxes.
Yes.
And their personal income tax returns along with their social security number. So in addition to the regular requirements, they would need to submit those.
And how do we calculate, how do we retrieve payment in that regard? How does someone from overseas pay their mortgage?
Currently those are done through standing order.
Okay.
So they would, most persons so far have local banks. So they remit the money to the local bank.
Yes.
And the standing order would be set up with that bank. So they send the money over every month. So that's currently how it's being done.
Fantastic. All right. Does COK offer any special benefits to persons who already have mortgages with them?
Recently, for persons with mortgages, you'd have to back me up on this. We introduced a solar facility.
All right, so let me
I think it's
assist
for
you.
$350,000.
So there is a solar, there's
Right.
a solar panel or solar energy bundle loan facility that's offered to our members with mortgages, and we offer you a special rate for a home equity loan if it is that you, well, clearly you'd have already have a mortgage with us, you have your savings history with us, reach out to us directly and we will give you a special rate for a home equity loan, because we would have already have your history, we have your title, everything is already in-house, so you can reach out to us if you need extra money. So I hope that answers the question. Next question, do you have to have money in your savings account to get the mortgage?
Yes, you do, and it's minimal. So for most mortgages, it's around $20,000.
Okay. All right. Already benefiting from NHT loan package, can I get a loan from COK to continue a construction site?
Yes, you can, and it depends on the stage of the construction. So everything is on a case by case. So what we'll ask that you do, submit your application, we'll do an assessment, and then we'll determine whether or not we will be able to proceed.
Can I get a mortgage to buy land and put up a solar farm?
You can get the loan to purchase the land, yes. The solar farm, I can't give an answer.
What about the DBJ facility? I mean, our members,
solar
listen, this is
farm.
clearly a business. This is clearly a business man. So we'll have to, listen, we'll take that one as advisement.
That's something new.
Right, that would be a very novel idea.
Yes,
so let
that's
us look into that. Maybe you meant a wind farm, and even so, would be, let's say we'd be intrigued by it. You can reach out to us, call us at 578-0057, and we'll be happy to engage in a conversation with that. Currently benefiting from the 6.5 NHT, and it's now 7.5. Why can't I get an additional $1 million?
All right, at the point to which you have benefited from the 6.5, that's where the policy was under 6.5. So under that policy, you would have gotten your full amount.
Yes.
So the 7.5 is a new policy. So
Yes.
it's not for existing but new mortgages that will be benefited from that 7.5.
I think I want to assist you there. I would encourage the person who asks this question to just hold on to your property for 10 years, and at that point in time, after July 1, 2024, if you have had your property for 10 years, you can also access an additional facility to improve your property. So technically, you'll be able to get that additional $1 million once you're able to afford it.
Right.
So we appreciate that. All right, so the winners that we have here, we have a winner from YouTube, and that's Miss Donna Ray Lee, and from IG, that is Carty Shakespeare. I think I know that name. And I'm not making out the one from Facebook. I hope you got a number for this person, because this name is a bit blurred. All right, so I'd like to thank you guys for coming. I'm going to do one final giveaway, and you can stay on our social media platforms, and we're going to encourage. Wait, you have more questions? Yeah. Lady, thank you, Miss Cunningham. You keep coming with questions. Our team needs to go home. All right, so, oh boy, more questions. More questions, right? I'm sorry. I already purchased a home but did not acquire NHT loan, or did not acquire a loan through NHT. Can I still apply for the 7.5?
Unfortunately, not. All right, now the NHT is really for new, first-time homeowners. So a homeowner, in the real sense, is somebody who has a title for the property, right? So it therefore means that that person has a title. So if it is that they need additional funding, they can get a home improvement loan, which is up to $3.5 million. So they can access 3.5, but they cannot access a first-time homeowner loan because they are already a homeowner.
So basically, short answer is they can access up to $3.5 million.
Right.
Once your name is already on a title, you access up to 3.5. But if it's not yet on a title, you access up to 7.5. All right, fantastic. So I have a question here, which is technically going to be the giveaway question. How long does the energy audit last? How long does it usually take? So just to be clear, we're going to have 3 answers again, and the prizes are 3 share certs, One for the person on Facebook, one for the person on IG, and one for the person on YouTube. And the persons who already won, you can't answer and win again. Give somebody else a chance. So, how long does the energy audit last? I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me? I thought it was a question.
No, I'm asking the question anyway, but I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. How long does it last? And is it good once we do the audit? How long is it good for? Or how long does it take to do the audit?
How long does it take to do the audit? That's what I'm understanding from
the initial audit, when we come to the house, it's going to take probably an hour, but we leave an energy monitor in your main breaker panel for about 12 days. Then we come back and retrieve that to download the information to do the final proposal and design.
So short version of the answer is it's 12 days. All right, so we're going to give you an opportunity to just share how people can contact you, Jason, and Solar Buzz. How do they reach you? And if I want my system and I want to ask you 10 million questions, how do I reach Jason?
The best way to get in touch with us is to visit our website at Solar Buzz Jamaica. That's SolarBuzzJamaica spelled out.com. You can get free quotes from that website. All the information is there. You can call us at 876-906-4693, but really...
You talk too fast, man. Say the number slower.
The phone number is 876-906-4693, but the website is the best place.
Okay, fantastic. Mrs. Records, if I want my AC unit tomorrow and I want that 12,000 BTU, I still don't know what BTU mean. I need to go read that up. But I want the 12,000 BTU, right? How do I reach Singer?
We have 20 locations
20?
island-wide. Yes.
Interesting.
So you can feel free to go. You can feel free to go into any one of our locations. Of course, I'm at the Mega Store.
Right.
But you're not limited to just the Mega Store, right across the island. And you go in and any one of our sales experts will be able to assist you. It would be good also if you just come with the size of the area that you
okay, so the size, I can just tell you it's a 2-bedroom house, I do have to tell you square footage.
The square. So you just tell me what size. So it will be, let's say, 12 by 12.
Oh, okay, that works then.
Right, so you can just measure the tiles. That would be easy.
So hold on, does it matter if the roof slab or if the place hot or anything of that nature?
Yes, we will also ask you those questions because it depends on the type of roof, the windows. Those also help us to determine the size unit for your area.
All right, fantastic. Mr. Joanza, I don't know if I need to tell people how to contact NHT because I think they call them every day anyway.
What's your home?
But give us an idea of how to contact NHT and anything special you want to tell us about NHT's products and also the partnership with COK. Anything you want to share?
All right. To contact NHT, you can check the website, which is www.nht.gov.jm, or you can always call us at 929-6500, and the extension goes up to 9. Our advisors there are loan officers and marketing officers are there waiting to assist you and guide you. One thing I would like to say to your members when they come on to home ownership, and it's something that I share to most, is that on a personal note, it has to be intentional, right? So whilst we may offer the best finances, persons have to be very deliberate in trying to access the loan. And another thing too, ensure to check your eligibility, because for that reason only it can defeat you if you start looking without knowing what's in your pocket. So if you don't know what you have, you will start looking for stuff that you can't afford.
So I'd encourage them to just go check the loan calculator because that actually works. You look at it and it can give you some idea of what you're able to afford. My salary is this, and if I carry it up a little bit, I can see that I can afford this monthly payment. So it's right here. And I think that works.
Yeah, well, so it's something that I said to most of the persons that we have made contact with. Do that little thing can change your whole view on how is it that you make a step towards home ownership.
All right, so I'll give the final talk to Mr. Howard. You as an adjudicator, right? What is a pain point for you? Something that you see repeatedly that could be avoided by a member applying for a loan. What would you encourage your members to do so that you have less issues when you're looking at a file?
It's basically to do your homework. right? You are looking to finance a mortgage, purchase a house, get as much information as possible with regards to the process. There are costs that are involved. You have closing costs, the loans have processing fees, and so on. So to basically just educate yourself. We provide that information as well up front. So if persons are geared towards purchasing a home, they can come into us, have a discussion. We can do the pre-assessment to see what you're qualified for. So you basically know how to move forward. So you don't have any hiccups down the line.
All right, so thank you for that, and thank you, panelists. So just to remind the members, one, COK does pre-assessment. We do the pre-call letters, so you can reach out to us. Call us at 578-0057. You can reach out to our call center, 960-4226. You can email us at contactus@cokcu.com. Visit any of our social media pages, some of the pages on which you're participating right now. Send us a direct message or give us a call. At any point in time, again, the credit officers are still down there working at what it looks like 7:30 now, and we're encouraging you to come and support the COK initiatives tomorrow. At Labor Day, we're going to be at the Crossroads branch. We're going to be doing a few projects in and around. So look at your branch local. If you don't have a current Labor Day project, come and support the COK project. So we'll be doing, we're going to be ramping up the access at our ATM tomorrow, and we're going to be doing a few other projects all island. We're encouraging you to do that. Next week, Saturday, we're going to be at the Boulevard Super Center, and that in itself is going to be a massive, massive, massive expo. For that expo, we're going to have cars on location, and you can come, ask about our mortgages, ask about our solar energy loans, ask about our solar panel loan. Maybe JS will pop by, Miss Rickers will pop by, and you can always ask about the products that they have to offer, because all of what we're doing now is for you as a member, and it is going to inure to the benefit of you trying to become, one, mortgage ready and furnish your house, save money through solar panels or solar bundle, solar energy efficient systems, or save some money through NHT because you contribute to NHT however many years and you say you're not getting the benefit. But there are benefits that you have not yet unlocked. So come to COK, talk to us about your NHT loan, and we're proud to be a partner of the EFMP, and try not to get Howard too much trouble, because once you bring a set of documents to him and you have to go through them, once you have done your homework, you would have already satisfied the criteria, and it limits the time that it takes to process your mortgage. So thank you for joining us, and we are going to be